Hey everybody! I hope you're excited to learn about some Norwex. So I would like to know, first of all, I need to make this thing bigger so I can see myself. There we go. Okay, I would like to know, first off, what you have to drink. I want to see who can make us the most jealous. You guys can be jealous of my water. That's what I got today. And I would also like to know what you're hoping to get for a prize if you win. So I tend to have a lot of overlapping parties, so I can't guarantee anything, but I like to give my prize winners some options because I don't know who all already knows about Norwex and has some Norwex. I don't want to give you something that you already have in your home. So I always have a couple options, which I think is nice, right? The netted dishcloth, talk about that. Travel Enviro cloth, makeup removal cloth, counter cloth, produce bags, all good things. Okay, side note, I want to let you guys know that my devices seem to be a little bit delayed. So I like to have my assistant help me out here, aka my husband and baby. They are going to be helping me out by responding to your comments because I probably won't see them until like minutes after you comment. And so then it would be silly for me to comment during the live video. So there's that. Okay, so first things first, I want to tell you guys why in the world I decided to sell cleaning products of all things. It seems kind of like a silly choice. So 5 years ago, I was invited to my first Norwex party. And I'm going to be really honest, I thought it was so lame that we were about to go to a cleaning party. At the time, I just had a 1-year-old. Now I have 3 boys. But back then, I was like, I really need a break from my 1-year-old, which is hilarious because now, like, if I'm left with one of them, it is a break, right? So anyway, I was super excited to get out of the house for some girl time, but I was just kind of bummed that it was torn about cleaning. I was like, this is going to be lame. But once I got there and I learned about Norwex, I actually was really impressed by the products. But at the time, I was already super crunchy. I was like super into oils. I still am, let's be honest. But I was like the girl, I'm not this girl anymore, and I'm trying to get back on the crunchy boat. But like I would like bring my carrot juice into work every morning and have like salad for lunch every day. Anyway, that's like how crunchy I was. So um, all that to say, I was already really happy with my cleaning products, and so I was like, I don't really need Norwex because I already have good cleaning products that are safe. But I did buy the body cloths because I was still kind of battling some skin issues, and I loved the idea of just cleaning my skin with just water and a cloth. And I love my body cloths, and I've actually been completely soap free for 4 years, which I know sounds crazy, but I promise you that my skin is clean. So anyway, a couple years later, a friend of mine had a Norwex party and invited me to go. And I was like, heck yeah, I'll go. I love Norwex. I have the body cloths. And so I went to that party, and the consultant at that party said, can you guys look up some of your products on the EWG website, which I posted in this group. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to look up a couple of your products to see what their rating is. Anyway, she was like, look up some products, and I was like, oh, I'm about to ace this test because I already have green products. So I look up my products, and guess what? They did not get an A rating like I thought they would. They actually got a C rating, and the ingredients that were in that product actually were the cause of cancer, respiratory issues, skin issues, and I was like, why in the world have I been spending more money on my green product when it's not even safe and green like I thought it was. So I was really mad. I ended up buying a bunch of stuff at that party. And then I ended up hosting a party, and that's kind of where my obsession with Norwex began. And then when everything went down with coronavirus, I decided that I'm going to homeschool this year. And so that's why I actually jumped in as a consultant. And I'm really happy that I did, because it's really been a blessing. So yes, that's just a little bit about me and why I got started in this whole deal. All right, so we are going to learn about the Safe Haven 5. They're like the 5 core products that every home should have, and with them you can replace about 90% of your cleaning products in your house. So this is not adding to your cleaning products, okay? This is replacing them. So this is not adding to your cleaning bill. You actually will hopefully save a lot of money because you're cleaning with just water and a cloth, and you won't need to buy your sprays anymore. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is the raw chicken demo. I have some raw chicken here, and I have these protein swabs, and we're gonna test the surface for protein. So we have this cloth called the Enviro cloth. It's kind of like your E for everything cloth. Enviro cloth. Enviro starts with E. Everything starts with E. Get it? So this replaces things like antibacterial wipes and sprays. It picks up 99% of bacteria with just water. It's already wet. So I'm going to go ahead and get this raw chicken out. And I have a plate here. And we're going to rub this chicken on this plate to do this little demo. So typically when we think of cleaning, we think of, I'm going to pour some of this juice on the plate. Gross. We think of things like antibacterial wipes, like I said. We think of bleach. We think of antibacterial sprays, because what do we want to do? We want to kill stuff, right? Like when we're using raw chicken in our kitchens, at the end of our cooking, we want to make sure that our surfaces are clean, right? And not contaminated. Raw chicken makes people really nervous, right? They want to make sure that that gets off of their surface. So we tend to reach for those things. The problem, though, with antibacterial wipes and sprays is that they're actually not intended to clean your surface. They are intended to kill stuff with a chemical. So they're transferring a chemical from that wipe to your surface to kill everything, right? It's not picking up and removing anything, though. So all of those dead who knows what is still on your surface. Not only that, but you've just added a chemical. The other problem is that they're actually a registered pesticide with the FDA. They're harmful to humans and pets. You're not supposed to let them touch your skin, so you're supposed to be wearing gloves when you use that product. And then, in order for it to actually do its job and kill everything, it's actually supposed to remain visibly wet for 4 minutes. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I'm a teacher, right? And whenever we use those products, I don't ever stand there with a stopwatch and make sure that it remains visibly wet for 4 minutes. Never. And to be honest, when I used to use those in the past, I would wipe down my surface and then we would sit down to eat right away. That's insane to me, right? Like, we just wiped down our surface with this pesticide. All right, let's now sit down to eat. Like 30 seconds later, I had no idea that it was supposed to remain wet for 4 minutes and that we were supposed to actually use a water rinse to take it back off because it's harmful to humans and pets. So we don't want that Sapphire food, right? So, like, okay, so what are we supposed to do? Obviously, this is the answer, and I'm going to show you guys. So these protein swabs are the same swabs that a health inspector uses at a restaurant to test the surface to make sure it's sanitary for us, the customer, okay? So these are not from Norwex. These are from a lab. They're from Science Lab. So I'm going to use one of them to test the surface right now. I have not cleaned the surface. It's still contaminated with all that chicken juice. I'm going to hold it up so you guys can see. So it's just going to go right through that gross chicken juice. And I'm going to put this in here. All right, So the way this works is if the liquid down here stays green, that means our surface is clean and free of contaminants, okay? If it turns gray, light purple, or dark purple, then that means the surface is contaminated. So you can see it's already starting to turn purple because I just ran it through that chicken juice, right? So that's this one. I have another one here that we're gonna swab once I clean the surface. So I'm gonna put them right here, and I'm gonna clean it with my EnviroCloth. The great thing, you might be thinking like, why are we testing for protein? Like, aren't we supposed to be worried about bacteria? So protein is actually half the size of a bacteria. So it's smaller. Protein is smaller than a bacteria. So we know that if this cloth is able to pick up and remove stuff that's a protein, we know that it can pick up a bacteria because bacteria is a little bit bigger, okay? So I just cleaned my surface, and we're gonna use this one now to test it. Make sure we got all of the stuff off of there with just water and a cloth. All right. So you might be thinking like, well, great. Now that we know that microfiber cleans, you know, bacteria off of things, I'm going to run to the store and grab some. Well, Norwex actually makes one of the most dense microfibers in the world. And that's what makes it so great. And that's why it removes 99% of bacteria. Obviously, this one's still green right now. We're going to test it. I'm going to show it to you again in a couple minutes to make sure that it's still nice and green. Green means clean, okay? All right, so Norwex microfiber is actually 1/200th of a human hair. Isn't that tiny? So if I were to take one of my hairs out and split it 200 times, that's how tiny the fiber is. Okay, so what? Well, that's why it picks up those tiny particles off of your surface. This is a very dense cloth. Like, think of the difference between like normal bed sheets and 500 thread count bed sheets. It's just super good quality, right? So the other great thing about Norwex microfiber is that it has something called backlock. See that little word right there? Backlock. That means that there's silver inside this cloth. Okay, it's embedded into the fibers, and so as this cloth dries, it's going to self-purify. So the bacteria is not going to stay living in your cloth. It's going to self-purify. So I'm going to rinse my cloth out really well and hang it to dry, and then I'll be able to use this cloth again later, even though I just cleaned up some raw chicken juice with it. Isn't that awesome? Pretty awesome. Also, if you're wondering, like, okay, so you just cleaned your plate that had raw chicken on it with some water, but would you eat off of it after doing that? Oh, I will show you. I'll do more than eat off of it. I will lick this plate. Did any of you just freak out? I promise it's clean in case you missed it. I just did it again. I just did it again. It's clean. It's totally clean. All right, so let's check these again. Make sure our green is still green because I just licked the plate. And if it's not, then I might get sick. But look, it's still green. Thank God. Because I don't need to be getting sick. Okay, so that's the EnviroCloth. The next thing that we're going to talk about is the window cloth. I have a little cheat sheet because otherwise I tend to forget stuff. All right, so I have a mirror around here somewhere. Here we go. And some butter. Our window cloth polishes and shines to make a completely streak-free surface. It's so great. I keep one in my bathroom. I'll tell you why in a minute. But first, I'm going to put some butter on my mirror. Hello. That's okay. I kind of messed it up a little bit. Usually I get really, my camera's like really weird. It's like usually like, you know, mirrors me. I'm having a hard time like, anyway. Okay, so the butter is supposed to represent like your dog's wet nose, your kid's sticky fingers getting all over your glass doors and your mirrors and all of your pretty shiny surfaces, glass tables, stuff like that, okay? So what you want to do when you have a problem like this, hopefully there's not a bunch of butter on your mirror like this, but obviously what it represents. So you're going to want to take your EnviroCloth and clean it up really fast and easy. And then you're going to want to take a window cloth to dry it. And when you do that, when it's completely dry, it's not going to leave any water spots or streaks. It's going to be completely streak free with just water and a cloth. Isn't that insane? No more crazy chemicals to make your surfaces shiny. Look at that. Boop, boop, boop. Not even a little bit of a streak. Completely streak free. Love this. So my kids, every night while they're brushing their teeth, they're so dramatic. And they like spit their toothpaste out and it gets all over the mirror. And then my 2-year-old's obsessed with mouthwash. It's not, we just do like water in the mouthwash container. But he like sprays it everywhere. So I leave one of these in my bathroom so that I can wipe off my mirror every night before I go to bed. It's so great because it makes it nice and pretty again in just like literally seconds. So I love that thing. All right, what do we want to talk about next? The next item in the Safe Haven 5 is the dusting mitt. And I actually, okay, so you get one in the Safe Haven 5. But I actually like to use 2 of these because it's just more efficient, right? And I like to rub them together and it creates a static charge and then I go around and all the dust just like a magnet. I love this thing. You know, like when you think about dusting your house, like it's just kind of a losing battle, right? Like you dust the surface and then like everything like goes back up in the air and then it's back on your surfaces in like a couple hours, right? So I love that I can trap in the dust, take it outside, and then I use this rubber brush, dust it into the air outside out of my home so that it's not landing back on my surfaces again. My kids love to use these too. My 2-year-old, he sometimes cleans the floor with it. But that's obviously not what it's intended for. But it's fine. Totally fine. So that's the dusting mitt. The next thing that we're going to talk about is the laundry detergent. And it's honestly one of the most important switches that I believe that you can make for your family and for yourself. So when you think about laundry detergents and safe ones, it might seem like there's some good options out there. We see a lot of free and clear labels, but this is actually the product that I looked up at that party, and I was like, why in the world have I been paying like $10 extra per jug and it wasn't even really safe? And it said free and clear on it, and it was a brand that's like reputable. It has like a meadow on the front. It was not green, you guys. I think that laundry detergent is so important because whatever you wash your clothes in, it's sitting on your body all day, okay? Which means your body's absorbing that all day. Whatever touches your skin is absorbed, and you can find it in every single organ of your body within 26 seconds. Mind-blowing, right? That's mind-blowing to me. So think of all of those dyes, fragrances, chemicals. They're not only bad for our bodies, but they're also bad for the environment. And it's getting into our water systems. It's just not good. So I love our Norwex laundry detergent. It's $24.99, which is not that expensive. And it seems like maybe it's a small bag, but you only use, if you have an HE washer, you only have to use a teaspoon for a full load. Crazy, right? So a bag usually lasts about 4 to 6 months, depending on how often you wash your clothes. It's lasted us 5 months. It lasts us about 5 months. But we wash a lot of stuff. Like my kids, one of them pees the bed every night. Guaranteed we're washing sheets once a day at least. So anyway, and it still lasts us 5 months. All that to say. So I love our laundry detergent. Norwex laundry detergent is made of a bunch of mineral salts. So, and it's super concentrated, obviously, since you only have to use a teaspoon for a load. So yes, that's that. If you get to the end of this and are thinking, I can't really afford to transform my whole life over to being non-toxic, but I do want to do something, the laundry detergent is where you should definitely start. It's a wonderful switch to make for you and your family, keeping you guys healthy. So the last thing we're going to talk about in the Safe Haven 5 is the cleaning paste. I love this stuff. It replaces things like Magic Eraser, Scrubbing Bubbles, Goo Gone, stuff like that. This actually, hopefully because of it, I might get some of my security deposit back. Maybe. We'll see if they can overlook like the dents in my fridge stove from my kids playing with their swords and lightsabers. You guys, kids are just wonderful. They're so wonderful. Anyways, one of my kids had drawn all over our walls with some crayon. So I have a video that I'll post later getting that off with the cleaning paste. Wonderful. Side note, what works really well with the cleaning paste is the Sperry sponge. This is my personal one. That's why it's dirty. Right there. But anyway, they work. It's like peanut butter and jelly. They're just better together. Okay, we're going to do one more little demo, and it is the mop demo. So I'm going to move you guys to face the floor. There we go. All right, so this is our wonderful mop, and it's adjustable. You can make it higher or lower depending on if you're like super tall or super short. I lower it down and let my kids sweep the floor. So our mop works just like you would like do anyway anytime you're cleaning the floor. You're gonna sweep up the crumbs first, and then you're gonna mop with water. Okay. So this is the dry mop pad, which is quite dirty. I've been using this for, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks. So it might be about time to wash it. But anyways, so you're going to want to start at the back and get all of your crumbs. I try to leave my floor somewhat messy for you guys. So I actually had something to clean for the demo. All right, so you're going to bring all this stuff towards you, kind of like in a figure eight, to make a cute little pile. Cute pile of dirt and crumbs. And then when you're done sweeping, you grab this little tab and flip it up, and then use the rubber brush to dust everything off into either the trash can, or you can even take it outside and do that. But you're going to be left with a little pile of something, you know, just like you would if you're sweeping. And use your rubber brush again, because it's so much better than a traditional broom and dustpan, okay? Check this out. It just gets it right away. Like, I didn't have to, like, scoot it back and do it again, scoot it back and do it again, right? Like, it was just a one and done. So love that. After you're done sweeping, you're going to want to use the wet pad, which is right here, which I did not get wet yet, so I'm going to get it wet really quick. I always forget to get the wet mop pad wet before the demo. Luckily, this time I did remember to get the EnviroCloth wet. So at least I had that going for me. I have like a hair stuck to me. All right, but check this out. Like no drippy mess. Isn't that great? You just put it down on the ground, take this one off, put this one on, and then you do your mopping. Isn't that so simple and easy? Honestly, my floors have never been cleaner, because before I had this mop, we would sweep and that's about it. I never mopped my floors because who wants to get out the bucket with all the chemicals and clean your floor? Like, it's just a pain, right? Unless you hire a cleaning lady. No, I don't want to do that. So I love this. I can clean my floors, get out 99% of the bacteria off my floor, all the dirt and stuff with just water and a cloth. Isn't that great? So I love it. It does a wonderful job. Love, love, love it. I'm not going to do any more than that because then I might slip. I've done that before in a video. I'm so happy that it wasn't a live video because otherwise I'm sure I would be posted all over the internet. Okay, so that's our wonderful mop. Oh, side note, I always forget to talk about this. Oh, okay, so also this stuff does not come with the mop, but a lot of our products, you can attach them to our mop pole. So this comes off, and if you have like a super high chandelier or super high ceiling fans, you can put the Enviro wand, which is this, it's for dusting, on the end of the mop pad, and then it extends really high, so you can get really high places. Your crown molding, all that jazz. Isn't that great? Love it. And then there's other attachments too, like for tile and such. All right. There we go. Okay, so I hope that you guys are happy with all of this information, okay? If you're thinking, wow, this is awesome, I need to let all my friends and family know about this, I have 2 ways for you to let your friends and family know that there is a safer option and a faster option and a more sustainable option to clean our houses. Only 2% of homes in America have Norwex in them. Isn't that insane? 2%, which is crazy to me because we all clean our home. At least we should. If somebody's not cleaning their home, then they really need some Norwex. But, you know, we really need to get this information out. We're on the hashtag 3% mission. 3% of homes. So if you are loving all of this and are thinking, I am actually might be kind of passionate about this, might want to become a consultant, being a consultant and sharing this with your family and friends might be the option for you. You earn 35% commission. It costs $10 to get started. You get the mop and the Safe Haven 5 in your starter kit and a pack of body cloths. I think a lot of people don't realize that it only costs $10 to get started, which is insane. Insane. $10. So there's that. And then if you're like, okay, I do like the idea of this and I do want my friends and family to know about it, but I am not wanting to sell anything, then you can host a party. Hosting a party is a wonderful way to get a bunch of stuff for free for yourself, and I would be sharing with your friends and family for you so that you don't have to. So there's that. So those are our 2 things. I wanted to talk really quick about a special little package that I like to do at my parties. It's something special I like to do for my hosts to make sure that, you know, their friends and family are getting a good deal. So if you are like, okay, I want to get Norwex in every single nook and cranny of my life because I need to detox my home, the Safe Haven Package Plus might be the option for you, okay? It comes with the Safe Haven 5, which is what we just talked about. And then it comes with the kitchen cloths, which we did not talk about, but I'm going to really quick because it is awesome. So this is a kitchen cloth, and it's just like the EnviroCloth, meaning it does the same thing that the EnviroCloth does, but it has these little ribs in it. You can see that you can kind of see through it. So it just rinses out a lot easier, okay? Our cloths are very dense, okay? In fact, if you were to stretch it out, it would go from Canada to Mexico. That's how much fiber's in that cloth. It's very dense. It holds on to stuff very, very well. So for the kitchen, when you're cleaning like crumbs and greasy stuff and little fingers and faces, this is a really great option because it rinses out a lot easier. Okay, so that's why this is so great. So when you get the Safe Haven Package Plus, you get one of these, and then you also get a kitchen towel, which is about 4 times the size of this. Okay. You also get the Sperry sponges, a 2-pack of these, which is what you want to use with the cleaning paste. You can also use the cleaning paste with just an EnviroCloth, but like I said before, with the Sperry sponge, it just works so well. So it's like double the scrubbing action. And then you get a pack of the body cloths, okay? And when you order the Safe Haven Package Plus, I like to throw in a couple freebies just because I like to. So you have the option of getting like a makeup removal cloth, counter cloth, the netted dishcloth, which I have not talked about, but I'm going to really quick, which of course mine is in the sink dirty right now. So this is the netted dishcloth, which is actually like, I mean, I might use that more than anything else because we're not the greatest at cleaning up after dinner. We're getting better. We are getting better, okay? But like right now, there's 2 plates and 2 cups sitting on my table right now. So anyways, in the morning when I wake up and there's still dishes sitting on my table or in my sink that have not been rinsed off, the Netta dishcloth does a phenomenal job, phenomenal job of just getting all that stuff off. And then because it's a net, it's like a big net, it rinses out completely. So no more stinky sponges and no more like having to soak your stuff forever. Like think peanut butter or like melted cheese. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. My husband even says this is wonderful. So that's a freebie that you can get with the Safe Haven Package Plus or the Sperry nets. So there's that. Okay, I will be posting the order link for you guys, and I hope you guys had fun. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate. Yeah, bye, you guys.